Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I am continuing the series where I invite a guest to speak about Australia as a country to live in and some tips and tricks. And today my guest is Ashish. I know Ashish as he was once upon a time, or he still is, I would like to believe so, my subscriber of this YouTube channel. And then we connected because he needed some advice, and then we moved on to becoming friends. And eventually, he also became a client of Visa World, the company that I work with, because he wanted to lodge his post study visa. So that's how I know him, and I thought bringing in Ashish could be helpful because he will have two sides of insights. One is how the life is as a student, and when you are on a student visa, what are the suggestions that he has for somebody who's on that visa, and then obviously about how the life then transcended to the next level, which is when he moved on to a visa which was giving him full-time work rights. So with that notion, I will now bring in Ashish, and let's talk about his trajectory in Australia. Hi, Ashish. Thank you so much for coming and doing this for me and for us, actually. And we'll try and keep it very crisp, very brief. Let's see if we can share some important information for people who are looking to migrate or who've just gone there, and that can ease the settlement process. Okay?
Yep, I'm happy to help.
Perfect. Great. So, Ashish, if I understand correctly, you moved on a student visa. Is that correct?
That's right. So it was in 2019 September. That's when I came to Australia for the first time, and I directly landed in Adelaide. So I made Adelaide as my home.
What visa are you on currently?
So currently, I'm on a 491 bridging visa. So I'm just waiting for the government to process the visa for me.
Okay, perfect. So you're looking for settling down in Australia?
Well, that's why I came. Yes, all the way.
Okay. So was Australia your very obvious choice, or did you have other countries in mind?
No, I would say nobody has like one shot arrow or one shot throw to one thing at a time. So when I started looking at moving abroad, I first started looking at Canada, being the obvious choice for all the Punjabis in India. So yeah, I did consider Canada for once, but it just, Canada is just so cold. So just drop that option. Australia was providing the opportunity for the students that they can have like 2+1 years of stay back. Considering Adelaide is a regional area, so that's where you can get like 3 years of stay after completion of degree. That makes like whole total of 5 years stay. So I considered Adelaide as that option, and I'm here.
Okay. And how are you feeling about this decision now? Are you happy about Australia as the country?
Well, since the time that I came here, university was the main thing that I was focusing on. But considering a student and also a working individual that I was before, there was a lot of things that I had to make sure that I'm, settling in quite well. And I didn't know anyone here when I first came in. So I had to make friends. I had to visit people. I have to network a lot. That's the key here. So yeah, I explored a lot of groups. I explored a lot of places here. I like Adelaide, just being it's just a small city, having all the opportunities that you can actually dream of. But yes, I'm coming from Delhi, so I should not miss saying that I miss the traffic. I miss the busy life, the pubs, the clubs. So all those kind of things. For that, I went to Sydney and Melbourne to explore that for a bit. So yes, if you see in a short term, I would say Adelaide has everything. But yeah, if someone is after just clubs, just clubbing, probably Sydney or Melbourne would be their option. But for me, Adelaide is fine. I love it.
Okay, great. I've heard that it's considered that the student life is pretty difficult, that bit difficult. You have to struggle quite a bit. Is that true? And what are the areas specifically that you think, bring into the struggle?
When I came in 2019 September, as I said earlier, that I didn't know anyone else before. So I started this student group with a friend of mine who was in Adelaide already, that I met online through Facebook and stuff. So we made a particular group on WhatsApp, and it's currently sitting at 1,000 people, 1,000 students who are all international students, and we provide them with all the information that they require regarding accommodation, part-time jobs and stuff like that. So that's where I started, building up that confidence that I can explore, I can research, and I can help. And in the same time, I was helping my own self as well. So yes, the challenges that I faced during the first few months, I would say, is finding the right people, finding the best accommodation that I can, fit my budget. And as I said earlier, that I was working in India, so it was quite difficult because here I am a student again after 3 years of working. It's a bit of change for me. So I was lucky, I would say, that I got a part-time job in the first month that I landed. It was in the retail sector.
But would you agree that it's not as difficult if you manage paying that first semester fee is what you usually used to need to pay up before you, get in the university and start studying? Is it the first semester fee that you have to pay and then you pay every semester? Is that how the fee structure works?
Well, yes, every semester there will be a payout, there will be a invoice that is sent out to you.
So if someone says that, they'd probably take help of their family just for the first semester and would then like to be on their own, work part-time, and do you think it's feasible for them to earn enough money to be able to fund their education and their sustenance by themselves?
I wouldn't recommend that. Just because in that scenario, you lack a particular focus on what you actually came for. Because when I came, I had one focus that I have to study, I have to complete this master with a good grade and stuff. But at the same time, if you're working and if you're putting all the efforts towards working, let's say, you won't be able to focus much on the studies area. But at the same time, depending on the university that a student has chosen. For me, Adelaide is one of the costliest university in Australia. So the fee is something that I would say I wouldn't be able to, manage it. That's being honestly saying, because the fees is something around like what, $70,000 or $80,000 for the whole course. So depending on the scholarship and stuff that you actually get, but it's still difficult. But I know students who have been able to earn that amount as well just by working hard here, and depending on what kind of part-time jobs that you get.
Yeah, so on that topic, getting a part-time job is not that difficult, or is it a task?
When I came here, it was before the pandemic. And as I said, I consider myself, again, lucky enough that I got that in the first month. But I've created like a blog that I would be able to share if you allow me to, give me the rights, and I'll put on it.
You want me to do it right now? I could do that maybe.
Yeah, if we can, and I'll explain a bit more on that.
Sure, I'm just making you the host.
Yeah.
Go for it, please.
Alrighty. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the kind of blog that I wrote in 2020, as you can see there. It all says about the life in Adelaide, what kind of things that are required before you actually come, or actually when you're here. That's when you can set up that PFN number, ABN number, and stuff like that. These are all written based on the jobs that you can get. One job can be a cash on hand job, or ABN based job, Australian business number job, or like government tax filling job. And a student, they can only work about 40 hours a fortnight. So I've written everything regarding that. And it also says about the part-time jobs that are available here, considering, as I said, I used to work with the retail. There are a lot of jobs which covers into this category, hospitality. A lot of friends that I know of, they have their own businesses as well. So, and having said that, I have obviously had this WhatsApp group that we help students to find some part-time jobs. So we do have a connect here with a lot of people. And by referral and things like that, people do get it that. But yes, I wouldn't say that it's difficult. It's just that you have to hit the right point with a correct resume, with a correct, correct way that you want to, get that job. And, working makes you, fulfilling your living expenses and stuff.
So there are ample opportunities. It's just how well you're able to showcase your skills. Otherwise, the opportunities are there, right?
Exactly. There is a lot of cases wherein people get their jobs in the second day when they arrive, be it hospitality. But yes, as I said, there are a lot of things that you can do for yourself, considering people do Uber Eats. So it's just delivering food. There are a lot of other opportunities, just like Uber Eats. There's Menulog, there's Deliveroo. There are a lot of delivery jobs. So one way or the other, student here, they can earn if they are willing to. That's what I would say.
So maybe I'll put a link of this blog of yours in my description box, and I'm sure people will find value, especially the ones who are going on student visa. But otherwise, also, I think this could apply to anybody who's moving there.
Yeah.
There could be things
Yeah.
to pick up. And also, yeah. So what were the initial networking groups that you connected with?
Considering I was at the university, so university have their own, different clubs. So I started volunteering at one, and that's where I made connect with a lot of individuals.
The things you don't like. We've talked about a lot of things you like about Australia and Adelaide. Is there anything that you're not particularly fond of?
Well, I would say the same thing, that Adelaide is a small city.
Yeah.
There is ups and downs of that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the weekend, when you like to party, there are a lot of limited places. I wouldn't say there are a lot, but there is limited places that you can go to explore that. At the same time, the people, Adelaide is called as, I would say, to me, it's like a classroom. Everybody knows everybody. So you can't make people as your enemy, because maybe that person knows somebody who would be your future client or something. So
okay, I think that's all that I wanted to check with you, Ashish. If there's anything additional that you'd like to share, because this video will be looked at by students as well as skilled migrants, many other different visa categories. Is there anything else additional that you think we could cover? I'll be happy to talk about.
Patience is the key here. Just do not expect much. Just be mindful that you're doing the right thing, and things will happen eventually.
Okay.
And
that's nice.
Yeah, nice.
That's nice. That was wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ashish. That was lovely speaking to you today. And
thank you for providing the opportunity.
You have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Thanks. Bye. All right, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed the conversation and there were a few takeaways. Please let me know in the comment section. I'd be happy to hear from you guys. Also, all those links that Ashish mentioned on his video, I will put that down in the description box. So you may refer to those links, go through that blog and get the helpful information. Also, if you'd like to join those WhatsApp groups, you'll find the link in my description box. Thank you so much. You have a good day. Bye-bye.